Hello there. Are big box multi-ship packs the way of the future? We're going to be talking about that in today's video. This is going to be definitely some speculation based on market trends and how we might see future expansions for games like Star Wars Armada and Star Wars X-Wing based on the trends that we've seen in games like Legion and in Marvel Crisis Protocol and even Warhammer and other games all have sort of been pushing the market in a direction. And so that's what I want to talk about today. And if you guys are new here to the channel, do want to say happy holidays. We are in December. We're in the 12 Days of Life Day territory. And what that means is we're doing giveaways all month long, and enter to win any of those, plus the lightsaber giveaway that's happening after the end of the year. All you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. Also, check the links in the description below. I'd love to have you join our Discord and become part of the community there as well. So, Armada started to change the way that they were pushing out product. X-Wing started to do this also towards the end of the time that those games had with Fantasy Flight Games. And what we started to see was a push to have multiple ships in the same pack. You saw this with like Imperial Aces, Rebel Aces, and those Aces packs. You saw this with the Hammerheads for Star Wars Armada. And you definitely saw this with the Clone Wars. You also saw this with the Squadron packs that started to come out towards towards the end of X-Wing's time with Fantasy Flight, but then also continued once AMG had taken over. We saw more and more Squadron packs come out. Also, other small individual ships were basically two to a pack. We saw this with like the Y-Wings and the Rogue class and things like that. Why have they started doing this, and is this something that we're going to see more of? Well, I know some people are going to say, oh, are you going to see more ships at all? And that's not really the topic of this video, but I mentioned it because I know somebody's going to be like, no, they're not going to make any more ships. Well, it's not a matter of, if and or when they make more ships. It's more of a, like, when they do, or whoever does, if it, the point is it will probably follow this trend. So what trend am I talking about? There was a problem with a lot of retailers, especially for long-standing games that have lots of expansions, and and we started to see this a little bit with Marvel Crisis Protocol and X-Wing, also, where there's so many expansions, so many ships or individual, single blister expansions that you had for X-Wing. There's so many, smaller, expansion packs for MCP. MCP being Marvel Crisis Protocol, that a lot of retailers were just saying, look, we don't have enough shelf space to store, if you want us to sell your game and it's, 150, 200 expansions or whatever, we just don't have enough shelf space to store 200 different SKUs, 200 different boxes. It's like, ordering, like there's so many problems that come with that, inventory tracking, ordering stuff and just keeping shelf space for it and all of that. And so one of the things that to allow retailers an easier time, because shelf space is at a premium. Like there's something like there's like 1,000 board games that come out like every month or two or something like that. And, like for a lot of these FLGS stores, friendly local game stores that will have only so much shelf space. Like new games come out and 90% of new games you'll never see on your store shelf, even because most stores can only afford, or realistically, to be able to put like the top sellers out, the biggest names, and that means like the next version of Monopoly or whatever. Like if you go to if you don't have a local game store, you go to a Target or whatever, you're probably going to be looking at like reskins of popular games, like another version of Catan or something like that. But you're not going to see like this really great gem that was by an independent developer that managed to get picked up and finally got its game published and distributed, but not enough stores had room, so very few stores ended up carrying it, right? That sort of thing happens all the time. And that kind of trickles over into the mini wargaming world as well. And so that's one of the things that influenced, FFG to start putting multiple ships in one box, because now you can have, a single SKU that has more than one ship in it. It also, has, if we go back to, when they first started doing this, it's also a way for them to have less packaging and waste and less material, because, two individual blisters, it takes up a lot of space. But if you put them both together in one box, like you started to see with some of the two ship packs, it's a little bit easier. There's less packaging, less extra cardboard and waste and material, and you can, like, when you're looking at shipping thousands of them in shipping containers, you can also get more done that way. So fast forward a little bit to what AMG has been doing with Marvel Crisis Protocol. They have kind of learned a little bit of a lesson, and they're like repackaging a lot of these, and they're not just doing them in the same packs that they originally came with. They're doing them in, like, hey, let's put like 4 different dudes together in one box now. And so like Venom used to be his own, right? And then these two used to be their own, and Spider-Man used to be in the core set. So now you're getting, like, if you wanted to buy these individually, that would have been, I need to get Spider-Man, I need to get Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales. Oh, and I need to pick up Venom. Oh, but the store doesn't have all of these in stock, and all of a sudden, boom! Now a single item has stuff from 3 different packs in it. And so this is just a great way to make it easier on retailers, and to make it easier to track down maybe a hard to find model that has gone out of stock. And it's probably good for the developers too, because, like, maybe you just need Venom, and maybe you just need like 3 of these, but you have to buy the 4-pack or something like that, or maybe if you just want one and this one is sold out everywhere, that can be a way that I can get you, and that can be a bad thing for some people as well. Of course, I don't think that's really going to be a problem in Marvel Crisis Protocol, because even if your store doesn't have it, you can always go to like Amazon or whatever. There's like lots of third-party sellers and stuff like that for a lot of these products. But I feel like this is kind of an influencer for how things are going to be going. Star Wars Legion actually just got the battle boxes too, the Battle Force boxes. Again, large groupings of lots of different minis in one single box, and a great alternate way to get additional stuff. This is also great for people to buy in to the game. If you're looking to play maybe just one subset or some faction of one of the larger groups or factions, you can get a much easier buy-in point without having to go in, like, I want the whole core set and all this other stuff. Well, here you can just buy, your own little sub-faction and be good to go. And so this is a really cool thing that they're doing, and I wouldn't be surprised if they start taking this same model, or the Battle Force box model for Star Wars Legion, and copying that over to games like X-Wing or Armada, beyond 2023. And, and of course, it also is layered onto the fact that we would love to see more of a commitment to making new ships and reprints and stuff. They've already talked about wanting to do reprints. Armada and X-Wing are both getting reprints. But if they decide to do repackagings, I wouldn't be surprised if they go this route. Games Workshop has been doing it for years. They've been doing it for forever. And this is one of the easiest way to get yourself started with any kind of army for like Warhammer or Age of Sigmar or any of their games. They have all these multiple boxes. A lot of models, you can get the individual model also. Usually you're paying more for that, and a lot of stores don't stock that many individual models. If you're looking for just like one, Knight Relictor or something like that, you might have to go to a Games Workshop store specifically, or find it online. But trying to find, like, it's hard to find individual models in most FLGSs that happen to carry GW products. You're not as likely to find it, but you're a lot more likely to find the big boxes that have, maybe 7 different units, 5 different units or whatever, and like dozens and dozens of models all in one box, because that's just one box for them to make it. They can, and again, because they're all on big sprues or whatever, like you can have like 25 models in one box that's like about the size of what 2 or 3 individual models might have been, so it's just a really great shelf space saver, and it's great for retailers, and it's usually you're getting a discount when you buy these too, so it's great for new players as well. It's bad if you're just looking for that one model in that box that you can't find anywhere else, and you have to end up buying this like $100 box for a $20 model or something like that, which it can be a feels bad situation in that case. But I don't think that it's going to be too much of a problem. I think I'd certainly rather them repackage stuff as kind of a good incentive to kind of show new life into some of these games. I know I'd love to see Armada, like starter boxes, kind of like how they did the Clone War starters. I'd love to see more boxes like that for the Rebellion. I'd love to see more boxes like that for the Empire. I'd like to see more just like, Battle Force or Battle Box or fleet boxes or something like that have 2 or 3 different ships, like maybe an Architans, a Gladiator, and an Interdictor all in one box or something like that. Not that those ships go together particularly well, but you know what I'm saying. It's just, well, heck, they actually could go together fine. Maybe that's the next list building challenge. Pick 3 random ships and make them all work together. My point is, I'd love to see more of that, and hopefully that's what they'll do. I think definitely as they are repackaging and reprinting and getting all these reprints going, I think it's very likely we'll see. They got to do new boxes anyway, because all these old boxes have Fantasy Flight printed on them, so they got to reprint all this stuff anyway. And it might be easier for them to just say, oh, no, let's just, put the AMG logo on there and call it a day. But I wouldn't be surprised if we get all new boxes with reprints and have them kind of bundled together instead of the individual SKUs as we move into 2023. Let me know what you think we're going to see, if you agree, or if you think I got anything right, or if you think I got anything wrong. Also, want to do another Life Day giveaway today. And so our Life Day giveaway winner is going to be Court Jones. Congratulations, Court Jones. You just won a surprise $25 Amazon gift card, and you can use that for an expansion of your choice or towards your next, Armada, X-Wing, Legion, Marvel Crisis Protocol, Shatterpoint bundle. Shatterpoint's another game that looks like they're going to be bundling like 4 characters together too. It's interesting stuff. So if you, again, anybody who doesn't claim these winnings, they roll over into Patreon giveaways. So that is the next big thing. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for now. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing and help make this channel possible. So thank you for your continued support. I will talk to you later. May the force be with you. Happy holidays. And baby, it's cold outside in space. Because you'll freeze in space. Don't go into space without a spacesuit.